Hi guys, it's April. In the past couple days, there have been several videos that have sparked discussion within the BookTube community, and I wanted to make a response of my own to these videos. A few days ago, Priscilla over at the Readables, she released a video over autopiloting in BookTube, in which we seem to create this standard formula and we just repeat. And she herself had reached the point in which she wanted to branch out of this autopilot mode that she seems to be seeing and create something completely unique. Several people have responded to that and started other discussions revolving around this kind of autopiloting, and one of those people was Trina, who released a video about how we seem to compare ourselves to each other on BookTube and how that has kind of escalated because of the internet. And of course, this got me started thinking about how we inspire each other and how we feed off each other as a community and what that means and how that looks and the cons and the pros of all of that in BookTube itself. And so this is just gonna be a whole big ramble about this autopiloting and this creating and this inspiring process that happens within our community. Now, one of the things I started thinking about as I was responding back and forth with Trina was that as creators, we are inspired by each other. And so when one person creates something, somebody sees that, wants to emulate it because they liked it so much, and then it kind of escalates and percolates, and then you see it everywhere and it becomes a commodity, which is that autopilot that Priscilla was talking about. So at one point something was unique and then it just goes throughout the community and becomes something that is not. I don't see that as a bad thing. As long as you are putting your own thoughts, your own words, your own ideas into these concepts, it is always going to be something unique. And that is absolutely great. And this is how creators and artists and anybody who makes something works. If you always have unique ideas, if you always have something different, you are gonna burn yourself out so quickly. And sometimes the best way to get a point across is just something simple and formulaic, which I think is okay. Now, the whole point of creating, at least for the honest creator, is to get yourself out there, to just create for yourself. Sure, you want an audience, but that isn't the main point. You want to get your words into the universe so that some Joe Schmo over in who knows where might accidentally stumble across it, and it might accidentally change his world. That is the best part of creating, and that is why I create, is not so I can get a mass audience and so I can get fame and notoriety and all of that stuff, but it's to put words and start a discussion. And sometimes you don't need to have this over-the-top creative process or idea to start that discussion. And I see there's absolutely nothing wrong with creating a unique idea and finding your voice that way. But sometimes it's through the mundane task of a wrap-up or a book haul or a review where an idea sparks into something more that is so creative and so wonderful. So I say autopiloting is good, but if you feel the drive to create more and you can't stand that autopiloting, create something more. Find something. Find your voice in another way. Experiment. Not everything has to be successful, and I love that about YouTube in general is I get to try all of these things. Some of them might not work at all, but I got to try them. Or if I see somebody else who's created something this way, I want to find their techniques. I want to find out their methods so I can do it myself and maybe switch it up with my voice. Now, this whole process can, of course, be hindered by this crippling human drive to compare ourselves to each other. This is something that has gone on before the internet and will go on after the internet. We as humans feel the need to compare ourselves to anybody else we see in the universe. And sometimes that creates a creative block in which you're like, why am I creating? That doesn't make any sense. They can do it way better than me, and who's gonna listen to my voice? But I dare you, when you go into these cycle spins, to stop, see why you think they're so awesome, and then pretend like you're the only one in the universe and nobody else has ever seen anything like that before, and try it yourself. Even if you never release it, maybe you'll learn something about who you are and how you create if you try that style, if you try those techniques. But don't take their words. Don't take their essence. Take yourself. I don't know how else to explain the thoughts that are going on in my mind as all of these discussions are happening, which is why this ramble happened. And if this ramble makes absolutely no sense, I completely understand. But if you have thoughts of your own, I say get them out there. That is the whole point of this community, is to get your thoughts out. Be it very, very high-end artistically, or if it just be eloquently with your words, or if it's just a ramble. That is the greatest thing about this community, is you can say words, someone somewhere is listening, and someone somewhere will start a discussion with you. I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.